new year.
It's the new year. Right up until the last minute last year here at Audiobooksradio, we were working. Like up to the last minute, I was driving away Christmas Eve and I was stopping on the side of the road and talking about a book that is about to be uploaded. So James Beckingham's Songforge is up and it's already appeared on Kobo. So despite the fact that there was a Christmas rush, it's up there and for sale. So I'm very excited about that. And so is James. And Yasmin just did an amazing job. So well done, congratulations.
Yep, and we've got Dr. Terrace.
Dr. Terrace. So, a wonderful thing about Terence's book is that it's our first academic book. And not many academic books get audiobooked. So not only did we have the sultry, beautiful April narrate and really bring to life this beautiful work, Terry was just thrilled with it, just the execution of it and making just the choice of the voice, I think, is adding something to Terry's desire to want to reach as many people as possible, not just other academics. So that certainly worked. But we broke the back of deciding what protocols we'd have in place for things like, for instance, references and the academic references at the back and a multitude of quotes that an academic will have because you're referencing other people's work within the body of your own work. And we did all that. We did the first version. And then Terry decided, as you and I well know, that he would like this work to also be indexed because it was written quite a while ago and it was written for a different purpose. So we found an indexer who did an amazing job. She is an academic indexer, and it is a profession of its own. That's what they do. And it took her 3 or 4 weeks over the Christmas period, quite painstakingly going through the book and indexing it in a way that will make it a richer offering, and certainly to satisfy Terry's needs.
She did a fantastic job.
She did a really good job. And she also, was able to cross-check the editing process. So the new format, what was really interesting to me was then talking to our distributor, well, how do we do this? Because we had also managed the print on demand and also the digital versions. So it's available on all 3 platforms at the same time virtually. So what happens when you vary a text and want to replace it with the other text? And that's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a nightmare, or, what do you do? The POD, the print on demand, because it works on fulfilling orders and only doing the print as the sales come through. So as soon as we replaced the one indexed version with the old version, from the old version, replacing that one entirely, that just comes into play. So everyone who then orders a book gets the new version. Digital version is even more exciting because if you've bought a Kindle version, a digital version of the book, then you will get a notice saying that if you'd like the updated copy, they'll replace it for free. So win-win.
And going back to the print on demand, maybe we can talk about that a bit more in case people aren't familiar with it, because I certainly wasn't before we entered into this process.
So one of the things that I was realizing with self-published authors was that they were going through the very expensive process of printing their own books and taking them to book fairs or festivals and giving them away to
an allocated amount of books too.
And print is very expensive. It's very expensive. I was hearing authors say, I've paid $1,000, got 100 books, it's...
And then where do you store those books? And they get damaged, and then you're lugging them around all the time.
And you're responsible then for selling them. So if you get orders in, then you have to mail them, and so you have to then add postage and handling. Well, you know, you can say what you want about Amazon, but with our distributor, there is a print-on-demand version, so there's no upfront fee, no upfront costs at all for a publisher. The book gets ordered through whatever online book sales platform there is, and then they will be printed on demand, literally what it says. The waiting time varies, not too different. You know, there are, you know, these guys who are printing those books have got a pretty schmick act together, and you will get whoever buys your book is going to get it fairly promptly and fresh off the press. As long as it's laid out beautifully, then it's a really good way of delivering your manuscript at no cost to you, because the delivery of it will be paid for in royalties.
But there are layout fees, but they're not, you know,
they're not
too
exorbitant.
bad.
Yeah.
And we know, we've got plenty of contacts now that, you know, we know a lot of contacts now in different areas to do this sort of thing.
It's not what we wanted to do,
no.
But when you get when I have an author say to me, I would like all three platforms, here's my manuscript, definitely, you know, I think we talked about this last time. What do you do if you're an author and you go, okay, I want this book out there, what's the most effective way? Well, the sales are definitely happening in ebook and audiobook. And audiobook is growing all the time. That is the way that people are selling. That sales are happening in the publishing world. However, it is the most expensive item, but then there are no reprint costs. There is nothing else you need to do. It's there in perpetuity. And certainly with us at Audiobooksradio, I have a policy of never taking royalties. I just feel that I'm the printer for sound. So I'm the production company, we produce it, and then it's the authors to do with as they wish. However, we have now sorted out how to do an equal quality print on demand and ebook version. So we've created those contacts and created some really beautiful books, you know, in those formats, so that they can then all come out at the same time.
Yeah, like you say, it came about not because we were trying to get into this space, but authors were wanting us to do these add-on supports for them, and you have gone out, you've made those connections, you've found trusted providers, and now you can offer those services if necessary, if that's what you want. Definitely. The layout cost for a print book varies, but it'll be between, you know, $800 and $1,500, depending on the complexity of the book and if there are any diagrams, for instance, and if there are any pictures. Like the last book we had laid out was Terry's book, which had 12 plates and had diagrams and, you know, was indexed. So that was slightly more expensive. But the ebook then was very easy to establish, and that was only a few $100s. But it needs to be laid out properly. You know, there are all sorts of variables, but certainly it's an easier process if you've got a really well edited book and it's already laid out beautifully. Then doing an ebook version and audiobook version is a magic combo. Yeah.
Yeah.